So we are high school sweethearts. We met almost 11 years ago now already. Our families have actually been friends for a while, but that's how we met, and we've just been together ever since. So we were actually on our honeymoon at the time when we found out that we were going to be expected. And while on our honeymoon, we were celebrating our 9th year being together, and we found out that night, so it was really exciting. It was the best feeling.
That was so exciting. Exciting for not only Chad and Kiana, but exciting for us. I mean, having another grandchild, it was going to be really a good thing.
I actually went in and was induced on my birthday, and the next day, Fallon made her appearance, and we were so excited. She was born with meconium, so they called NICU in right away just for that, and they were trying to get her all situated, but she was not responsive to the oxygen, so they were going to keep her for a little bit longer in the NICU just to monitor. We went later that night to go visit Fallon in the NICU. While we were there with her, all of a sudden, we noticed the eyes stopped, and it was just kind of a blank stare. And at that point, it started to sink in as we heard all the alarms going off. And we knew that it wasn't good.
When Kiana called us and told us about that Fallon had stopped breathing a couple times through the night, it was kind of like a very, very big shock to the system. It was really tough to take.
It's two young kids having to deal with a lot.
What they went through.
How much they had to take on themselves and deal with. It was a lot.
We had to be strong for her, for Chad, for Fallon. Just kind of told them from day one, we'll do whatever we need to do, to help you, Fallon, Chad, get through this.
They started running a whole bunch of tests to find out what was going on, and they had taken her down for an MRI, and they sat us down and they showed us that she had a massive brain bleed on the right side.
Fallon actually had a neonatal stroke. She had a large hemorrhage on the right side of her brain at birth. Neonatal stroke actually is shockingly common. The strokes in the neonatal period are second only to the strokes in the elderly, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. Her specific type of stroke was a hemorrhagic stroke, which is a little less common in the neonatal period, but it's actually as common as about 1 in every 6,300 live births.
I know in the beginning, when Fallon was leaving the NICU, it was an option whether she could go home or she could go to Good Shepherd. And, Kiana and Chad had spoken with the doctors, and they decided that was the best option. And I'm so glad that they did, because the friends that they made there with the staff, all of the things that they helped Fallon with, they were so attentive.
They allowed us to be her parents. It felt like we had the ability to just hold her and sit with her, and she wasn't hooked up to everything anymore. Dr. K had been doing her rounds, and I just knew that it was the right choice after talking to her. She spent time with us and sat there to explain everything that was going to happen, what it would look like.
And after going to Good Shepherd, everyone was welcoming us with open arms and helping us with everything.
When Fallon came to Good Shepherd, she was requiring a nasogastric tube for her nutrition. She had some issues with irritability, which is very common after a stroke. And she was also having difficulty kind of regulating her state, being awake or asleep or calm, and also some use of arms and legs and things like that. So while patients are here at Good Shepherd, the whole team, including the nurses and all the therapists, the medical team, is working to support the families and help them with the medical needs that their children have and also the developmental needs.
Good Shepherd became a part of our family because when you walked into the building, it wasn't like they were there just to do their job. They were the open arms, how you doing? Oh, Fallon slept through the night, all this stuff. They were just always happy to see the parents walk in and be with their children.
Fallon is just a very resilient and expressive little girl. She was able to communicate to us in a variety of ways. She used her facial expressions and her body language in order to tell us if she was ready to eat or if she was too stressed to continue eating at that time. And once she was able to progress with her feedings, she started smiling more, she was making more eye contact with us, and even starting to coo and starting to talk with us a little bit more.
It feels great to see Fallon's progress over the course of time. When she came to us, she was struggling with feeding, and when she left, she was showing that she was able to do feeding in a non-stressful way, and her parents were so confident with their skills with helping her to feed that they were feeling really confident about going home and continuing to make progress with those skills.
They are the best people in the world, and we're not just saying that. They just built such a bond with Fallon, and they took not only us under their wings to, prepare us when we came home, but also they were the people surrounding our family when they got to meet Fallon for the first time, and they just were so supportive. He even bought her, while in the NICU, a little set of pink boxing gloves that we put by her little bed, and we even moved them to Good Shepherd too, and they were always there, but we called her our fighter, and she absolutely was, and I think we both can easily say she's our hero. Fallon is doing wonderful. We are so proud of her. She went from therapy 3 times a week, and now it's every other week.
She's now motoring around, and you can't sit down without her crawling around or going around the kitchen.
We went from not being able to eat from a bottle at all to
eating everything.
The kid loves everything.
Fallon had the best community surrounding her through this difficult time. She had her family. They were here and willing and able to implement all the feeding strategies that they were learning in their therapy sessions.
We would like to thank Good Shepherd for absolutely everything. Without their expertise and their just comfort and care, we wouldn't be where we are as a family either.
She is a remarkable little girl who has made so much progress, and I think the possibilities are boundless for both Fallon and her family.
I don't think there's anything that's going to stop her. She's just a little spitfire.